Welcome to this introductory video for SimCLIM 4.0 for desktop. We're going to take our time and go through the various toolbars and tools within this new version of SimCLIM. For those of you that have used SimCLIM before, many of the icons will look familiar. But there are new dialog boxes behind some of these, and there'll be a series of videos that will go through each of these new dialog boxes for you to rapidly gain an understanding of how to generate outputs from our exciting software. Let's start at the top. At the beginning, you need to choose a study area. As you see here, there are many study areas available. We have quite a few loaded in this particular system, but we'll stick with the global one just for this video. Now, there are several ways to access the tools within SimCLIM. You can use the drop-down menus that give you access to various aspects of the program, and you'll see the icons here match those that are available in the ribbon. The third way to access the tools in SimCLIM 4.0 for desktop is to right-click in this dialog box. And there you go. There are some of the tools, and there are shortcut keys as well. So there are many ways to access the various tools. The most common way is through this toolbar of icons here. We will run through those very quickly. There is the global warming database with the various RCPs based on the latest CMAP5 data. You can look at temperature, sea level rise, and CO2 concentration. There's a scenario generator. This is a new dialog box, and we will come back to this when we activate the other toolbar below the main tools toolbar. But there will also be an individual separate video that goes through the aspects of the scenario generator dialog box, as it is new in this version. There's a site-specific climate scenario generator. Again, this is a new set of dialog boxes, and this includes an exciting visual display of GCM and RCM data. And we will, again, have a separate video on this particular tool. There is the sea level rise scenario generator. This, too, has a new set of dialog boxes that will be run through in a separate video in this series. We have the pattern viewer. Again, this is from previous versions of SimCLIM, and this is very handy for looking at different aspects of the patterns that are held within the SimCLIM system for all the GCMs that are available. So you can very quickly visualize what is happening with the various GCMs as on a month-to-month basis. And again, we'll have a separate video on this as well. We also have our scenario batch run. So this allows you, again, with a new set of dialog boxes, to create various scenarios and running them as a batch. This is a great time saver. Again, a separate video will be available on this tool. The site data browser has been updated. Many of the tools will look familiar to you for those of you that have used SimCLIM before, but there's some additional tools here, and again, we will create another video and have another video available in the library to run through the specific tools here, because there are many that are available and are very powerful for now analyzing historic time series data and for cleaning that data. Very important aspect. Our extreme event analysis tool, again, has been updated. We have more GCMs for our extreme rainfall analysis, and a separate movie will be created for this particular tool. We still have our impact models available, our rainwater capture, degree day, coastal erosion, and water balance. These, again, will form separate videos. There are a series of 3 add-ins, a DHI perturbation tool, Working with DHI data, it is possible to create perturbed perturbed future climate change data to run within DHI models. Very similar tool for DSAT, and again you can perturb DSAT weather files and run them with consideration of climate change. Also, we have updated our SWOT perturb tool as well. So if you're running a SWOT model, you can work with SimCLIM to create climate change perturbed data files to run SWOT for consideration of future climates. We, of course, still have our tool for managing and creating site data. There are various site data packages available, and you can import data, export data, and manage those sites within SimCLIM. We also have our Manage Areas tool, where occasionally you may access new spatial areas, and you'll want to add them to the system and put them into the database. We have our image importer, again, where you can access ArcGrid ASCII files, or CGRASS ASCII files, and bring them into the system and display them within SimCLIM. We also have our palette editor. You can change the color displays, and shapefile viewer. So you can look at the various shapefiles and then add them into your system and run them with your spatial maps that you'll produce. So again, that is a very quick rundown of the main tools here within the toolbar. Again, you can access them through the drop-down menus, and also by right-clicking within the dialog box. Now, let's produce a quick image so we can very quickly see. We'll just create a baseline for all years and go OK. And a map is rapidly produced. And you'll see by doing that a whole new set of icons has come to life. These are your image manipulation icons. So you can save, you can print, you can copy, you can capture various parts of the image. You can select certain sites by clicking on the map, and you'll see that in the legend the values change. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can zoom to particular areas, and you can show the header and all the information that drives the underlying image. You can change your display options, so you can change the values, minimum value, maximum value in increments, and the number of decimal places and number of key labels here in your legend. Very flexible. You can sync images. We have multiple images open. You can sync the legend so you can see the change. You can overlay different shape files. You can also reclass the image. You can again edit the palette as we saw here. You can edit and save different palette styles. And you can cut out areas within here to generate new areas. And then you can also use particular mathematical functions to do analysis of images. So that pretty much reviews the basic features of SimCLIM 4.0 for desktop. Please check in and look at the more specific videos that cover many of these icons in greater detail, so you can get active in doing your climate risk analysis with SimCLIM 4.0 for desktop. Thank you.